Hey there, comic compadres. This is Mark with ChicosComics. Thank you for jumping in today. I wanted to show off a small collection I just bought off of Facebook Marketplace. Thank you for jumping in today, compadres. Today I'm going to be talking about a small but mighty comic book collection that I bought off this past week. Of all places, Facebook Marketplace. I do have a little alert set on Facebook Marketplace in my local area. Anytime someone lists anything comic books, comics, comic book collections related, Facebook usually gives me a notification on it. 99% of the time, it's usually a lot of run filler crap from the 90s and early 2000s, or also 90s run filler crap from the bulk era where and it's also overpriced. So needless to say, I'm not really venturing out to pick up a lot of that stuff. I try to be pretty particular on some of the collections that I do buy. I buy a collection a couple of times a year, mostly to add to my collection, build equity in my collection, as well as use items that I can sell and actually buy books that I want. I have been very much pursuing the philosophy of use the hobby to fund the hobby. For some reason that seems to be a little contentious at times with the comic book community, but you know, if I wanted to go out and continue to spend, you know, large amounts of money for different books in my collection, you know, so be it. But to be honest, I prefer to try to source some collections throughout the year and use that money in turn to, you know, trade, to buy other books, to sell these books, and to put money towards books that I do want in my collection. But to kind of circle back, I wanted to talk about this collection. And so this one popped up, and it was a small collection. I think in total, maybe about 40 books or so, maybe 45 books. But the book that immediately caught my eye was going to be Avengers #1. So a pretty huge Marvel Silver Age key. You know, of course, it's not the first appearance of Thor or Hulk or Iron Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp, but this is the first time a team came together and called themselves the Avengers. This is before Captain America joined the Avengers, which is in Avengers issue 4, but really an excellent Marvel key, and this is the first time I've owned this book. And so the seller did have a price listed, but I think it was like one of those general prices, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where they just throw in numbers. And so he was actually in a small town that's at about, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes outside of where I live. I did message him right away, and, you know, he was pretty receptive. I asked him for, you know, more pictures and kind of details of the book, or the books in the collection. And he was interested in selling them all as a lot. And so him and I kind of talked a little bit about pricing. He said he had an offer on this collection for $2,000. And he, you know, he had done his own research too on the books and everything. So him and I went back and forth. And so I offered him $2,350 for this collection. And so he was receptive. He said that he would accept that, and he was actually going to make the drive over, the 30-minute drive my way to deliver the collection for me. So I kind of moved some stuff around for work, went to the bank, did a withdrawal, and met him up, and he was very nice. You know, he seemed like he was in his young 20s, and he actually had his mom with him, which was cool because I got to talk to both of them about it. And it turns out this was a family collection that he ended up inheriting. He said he's not a comic book guy, so he wanted to sell the collection and of course get some money. His mom was there, and she also kind of backed the story and everything. And yeah, they were both really nice people. So, you know, we had a good interaction while we exchanged the money in the books. And one of the things that I have seen from a couple other YouTubers recently is that guys saying that they're not checking the books when they're buying collections. And for the life of me, that just blows my mind. One of the first things I wanted to do was just check to make sure at least the 10 major keys in this collection were present, and they were there. And then I also asked to do a page count on this book specifically. I checked it pretty quickly, and it was all complete. So, you know, I gave him the money right after that, and the exchange went very smooth. Guys, if you're buying collections, check for those big books. Just don't give them cash and take your box and walk away. If weather's crappy, that's, take your time. An extra minute will save you time and headaches and effort. Yeah, please check your books ahead of time. It was probably 100 degrees outside when I was checking this. I was in my black scrubs. I was sweating, but well worth that extra time to double check to make sure. A page missing from this book would have totally tarnished that whole collection buy. Yeah, that's just a little bit of my advice. I bought, collections over the last several years, and that's something I can't stress enough. Please check your books before you buy them. This one was the biggest book out of the collection. This is Avengers #1. I did already clean and press this book. I'm about to send this out to get graded, and so I have one of two plans for this collection here as I kind of go through my books. One of them is to keep this book and sell everything else in the attempts to get this book for pretty much the lowest price I can after I sell the books. Charges, of course, grading fees on some of the books. Really, to be honest, I think the only book I'm actually going to grade is this Avengers 1. This one I do hope to keep. One, it's just a great key. I've never owned this before. And this will make great trade bait in the future. I've really shifted my collecting habits to some Golden Age books over the last 2 years or so. And although I would like to keep this is a fairly accessible book. I could really pop onto eBay at any point of the week and buy a copy of this. So to use this as a trade bait or to potentially sell in the future to buy another book is really the long-term plan. Let me just kind of show off the rest of the books and let me get see what you all think. The only other Avengers book here was Avengers #12 with this absolutely gorgeous Jack Kirby cover. This one is in actually pretty good condition. I have not cleaned or pressed this book, but it looks to be somewhere around a fine, very fine minus. Very nice condition. A little bit of a stacking bend over here on the spine, but the spine is relatively good condition. No rust, not a lot of major spine wear, a small tear on the top part of the cover, but great colors and presents excellent. Another one of the bigger books in this collection, not extremely valuable, but still a pretty cool first appearance of Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. This was also, I believe, the first Gold Keys superhero or Gold Key book. Someone remind me in the comments, but something I actually had not come across before, but was included in the collection. Okay, another one of the bigger first appearances, we have our Tales of Suspense 57. This is the origin and first appearance of Hawkeye. Pretty cool book. It looks like it's going to be around a 4.5, 5.0. I don't think I'm going to get this one graded. This book has seen a ton of correction, but still highly coveted book, and happy to pick this one up again. I've had a couple of copies in the past, and they all seem to sell pretty well. A little bit of DC. We have Justice League of America #73 with this Joe Kubert cover. Adam and the Hawkman #44. An older Marvel pre-Thor title, Journey into Mystery #99. This one is also in fairly good condition. I would estimate around a 5.0 to a 6.0. I can't remember the key significance of this book, but really cool Jack Kirby art. You see kind of the Thor transformation back into Dr. Blake over here. Some early Silver Age Detective Comics, #285. Daredevil #12. I have a Superman 143 with Bizarro on the cover. A couple of names crossed out and rewritten over here, so it looks like different owners changed hands, and this one actually has a fairly large piece that's off that he just kind of put in place over there, but regardless, still a pretty cool Bizarro cover. You also have Frankenstein on this cover too. Have a Two Gun Kid issue 66. Tales to Astonish 61. Tales to Astonish 56. A little bit of grease pencil here. There was actually grease pencil on that Avengers issue that I tried to get out the best I could. Regardless, I think I kind of took it as far as I can comfortably. Green Lantern number 3, so single digit Green Lantern. Pretty cool cover. This one is very low grade. It does have a name rated on the bottom too in green. Needs a clean. Not getting this one graded. I have a cousin who collects a lot of Green Lantern, so typically when I buy a collection I try to send him the Green Lantern books, and I just send him a package a couple times a year, and he's always super excited because it really helps him build his Green Lantern collection. Brave and the Bold 85 with Batman and Green Arrow. Large piece missing out of this corner. Other than that, presents pretty well. A couple of random Dell books. We had a Tarzan over here with a big subscription crease right down the center. Maverick. I can't remember a lot of these Dell issue numbers. One more Superman from the early Golden Age. Still a 10-cent book. This is number 145. And a few other Dells here. I have Gene Autry, 2 issues of 77 Sunset Strip. Oops. Ooh. That's okay, I can drop these next ones because they are not really high value at all. Issue of Three Stooges with the photo cover. When I was a kid, I actually watched a ton of Three Stooges all the time. On top of, you know, Twilight Zone, original Outer Limits, those kind of things. And then this also had a fairly large stack of just Walt Disney comics that I have not been able to bag and board just yet. I did price check a lot of these, anywhere from ranging to a $3 to $5 range. But yeah, something I still have not come across to bagging and boarding. A couple issues of Lassie in here, nothing, you know, really significant, but overall, that's kind of the major books out of the collection here. Okay, Comic Compadres, so thank you all for jumping in today. I appreciate you watching this next collection video that I have here. And so drop me in the comments. Let me know. Do you think that was a, you know, fair price for both parties there? You know, I felt like, you know, he was extremely happy with the offer. And for me, it was a good offer in terms of being able to leave me a little bit of flexibility in terms of what I actually want to do buying and selling some of the books out of this collection here. This will be the only one, like I said, that I'll be getting graded, and I do plan on shipping this out at the end of this week, so I will be doing a grade recap video. Interested to see how this one pans out. You can see a little bit of that grease pencil that I was able to get out of the title there. Cleaned and pressed, colors present really, really nice. I am hoping for a 3.5 on this book, and you know, maybe a 4.0, but really I think a 3.5 is going to be right in line with the condition on this one. Really, thank you guys for jumping in today. Until next time, compadres.